Good morning. Hope, again, I hope that all of you are taking good care of yourself. All of you are taking good care of yourself. I'm trying, but I cannot start my video. There is some problem in the laptop for which I could not start my video. So don't worry. Uh, Maybe we will be able to see each other next time. Now, in the embryology part which we were doing, 2 or 3 relevant things were remaining. One of we will be parallelly running the genetics classes. The genetics classes will also run parallelly. It will happen on some of the days, maybe like Friday. Although this Friday we will be starting development of abdomen part 1, which is necessary. As you are already through, I mean, the abdomen is already in the ongoing process. Okay, so let us complete quickly umbilical cord and folding of embryo today. Umbilical cord, you all know, it is a part with which we were attached. Every one of us was attached to our mother, and then when not required, it had to be cut. When the fetus becomes a newborn, the umbilical cord has to be cut. And while the umbilical cord is cut, it should be known what are the parts of the umbilical cord, how it is formed, what is the purpose that it served, and what remains after cutting umbilical cord. Can you tell me what remains after cutting the umbilical cord? If it is cut, it is cut actually. So what remains after cutting the umbilical cord? What happens when we cut the umbilical cord? Okay, let me put it in other words. What is the remnant of umbilical cord? Very good. So umbilicus, है ना? Umbilicus आपने पढ़ा है. Very good. Shraddha has written forms of a scar. Prajakta, Aksata, scar left on the baby, on the abdomen, lower abdomen of the newborn. And that is called as umbilicus. Umbilical cord becomes future umbilicus. Okay. What's it? Let us go quickly. Full term umbilical cord, if you see, it is like this. This you can see, this is the cord. This is placenta. This is amnion. And this is the attachment of umbilical cord, obviously to the fetal side of the placenta. Origin is develops from the connecting stalk, tubular cord-like structure covered by amniotic membrane. At full term, the one end is to the center of abdominal wall, while other end we know it is fixed to the center of fetal structure of placenta. So these are the two ends. We know two surfaces of placenta. Likewise, there are two ends of umbilicus. Length is, at term, it measures about 50 centimeter. Diameter is 2 centimeter. So this has to be known around 50 centimeter in length and 2 centimeter in diameter. This is the initial scenario. If we see this, as you all know, is amniotic cavity. This is umbilical vesicle, chorionic cavity. The embryo is suspended in the chorionic cavity. This is chorionic cavity. Through this connecting stalk. So this A is called as connecting stalk or body stalk, which is going to form future umbilical cord. So this is around the third week. If you see around the third week, it is the picture is like this, scenario is like this. Then if we see further progress of it is in such a way that the amniotic cavity becomes bigger in size. The chorionic cavity also becomes bigger in size. But as you can see, if we compare this previous figure with this one where the amniotic cavity is like this, yolk sac is on the other side, yolk sac is larger. With the development of the embryo, we know that the amniotic sac will go on becoming larger and larger. The amniotic sac will go on becoming smaller and smaller. This is what is happening here, exactly. And this is the amniotic sac, which has become larger and larger. Yolk sac has become smaller and smaller, so small that it just becomes an umbilical vesicle, and then it becomes ramanent. This B, if you see, this is the stem of the umbilical vesicle. So in the previous diagram, this was the connecting stalk. This here comes into picture like this. This B, it forms stem of the umbilical vesicle. Now here, if you see, all the things are present, which we want to see. So 2 is umbilical vesicle or chorionic yolk sac. 1 is part of this is amniotic sac, but a small part of amniotic sac is also in the umbilical cord. Chorionic cavity, this again, this thing, 3 black color thing, a part of it will come here also. Villus chorion and allantois, which we say the terminal part or the small part on the tail side is also ingressing, coming inside. This is called as allantois or allantoic diverticulum. So these are collectively forming umbilical cord. Here if we see further development, then what is B is stem of the umbilical vesicle and C is umbilical cord. This umbilical vesicle later on is becoming yolk sac and is becoming ramanent. This is umbilical cord, which if you know has all the structures which are visible here. We will see them. What are they? So it has the body stalk and the yolk stalk are now united to form. So this and this is body stalk, and this B is stem of the yolk sac. The initial portion of them forms umbilical cord. Through increasing secretion of amniotic fluid, this blue colored thing is amniotic fluid, amniotic sac, so amniotic fluid. The yolk sac becomes obliterated. That is written over here. The yolk sac becomes smaller and smaller. At around 5th week, the chorionic cavity is reduced in size. And now if you see 8th week, very, very small. Now you can see the picture. The C is umbilical cord, where there is amniotic cavity, umbilical vesicle, chorionic cavity, and chorionic villi also, chorionic levy. Umbilical vesicle at still later stage where you can see the yolk sac almost decreasing in size, and this is at a still later stage where the umbilical cord has almost fully formed. So the structure, it consists of mesodermal connective tissue called Wharton's jelly covered by amnion. Now if you see, just go back to a diagram. Whatever connective tissue or extra embryonic mesoderm which is there in this, that is called as Wharton's jelly. There is also a part of amniotic sac which we saw here, part of remnant of yolk sac also there, plus Wharton's jelly, plus some blood vessels which are going from the umbilical cord to the placenta. So the connective tissue is mesodermal. It is extra embryonic mesoderm, which is called as Wharton's jelly. It is covered by amnion, and we saw. Contents of umbilical cord, other than the contents which we saw, what is not visible here in this diagram are two important things. One is a vein, another is artery. There is one umbilical vein, and as you know, umbilical vein and umbilical artery, they do the reverse function. Umbilical vein carries oxygenated blood from placenta to the fetus, and umbilical artery, they carry deoxygenated blood from fetus back to the placenta. But out of, initially there are two umbilical arteries and two umbilical veins, but one umbilical vein obliterates. What is the mnemonic is left. Please remember, the left umbilical vein is left. So we have as a content three important things. One is Wharton's jelly, which is extra embryonic mesoderm, and two type of vessels, umbilical vein and umbilical artery. Umbilical arteries are two in number, while umbilical vein only one in number. The left one is left. Left umbilical vein is left. Right umbilical vein obliterates. So three tubular structures will be visible in the umbilical cord when it is cut. Plus there will be some remnants of yolk sac, ये हमने देखा था, and allantoic diverticulum, part of allantois. See here, this is a cut section of umbilical cord. You can see these are the two regular walled proper bore, two umbilical arteries, and one irregular bore. These are the round in structure. This is oval in structure because of thin wall and large caliber. This is umbilical vein, and this is the left umbilical vein. And here all that you see is extra embryonic mesoderm, which we call it as Wharton's jelly. So this is umbilical cord. After birth, before umbilical cord is tied, the reflex spasm of the umbilical artery will cause stoppage of blood flow through umbilical vein. So no wastage is there. Wharton's jelly, we know it is extra embryonic mesoderm. It is primary mesoderm or extra embryonic mesoderm. Mucoid degeneration, it protects the umbilical vessels. So this Wharton's jelly is actually protected. Distal part of allantoic diverticulum, this is the distal part of allantoic diverticulum. It is also visible, present in the umbilicus, fibrosed, urachus, proximal part, incorporates with the development of urinary bladder. So allantoic diverticulum, this is at the lower part where the urinary bladder will develop. This we will see again at the end of the development of abdomen. Okay, so that was umbilical cord. I hope you have understood it. Before moving further, let me ask a question to a roll number. Please remember. So the roll number is roll number 45. Tell me, what are the blood vessels present in the umbilical cord? $45, 48, 45. Very good. Umbilical artery. How many? How many umbilical artery? Helena. How many umbilical artery? Write in the chat box. Very good. Okay. Rule number 96. Which other structure? Which other blood vessel? 96. Quick, quick, quick. 96. 98. 104. ये प्रेजेंट है कि एब्सेंट है? 96, 98, 104. Are you present or absent? Question is, you are asking me a question. Can anybody answer? So that he gets the question. Very good. Two umbilical artery, umbilical, yes, umbilical vein. So the question was, which is the other blood vessel? So the answer is arteries and one vein. Which umbilical vein? Roll number 96. को पूछा है मैंने. 96. Right is left. Right is left मतलब left is left. भाई yes correct. Please understand, मैंने अभी अभी लेक्चर लिया, उसमें बताया कि left umbilical vein is left. That is how you remember. Left is left. Correct. Good. Very good for all of you who have written. Okay. Now roll number 140. 140. Which is the other structure other than the two artery and one vein? 145. One, 145 and 112. Are you here or you have left? Left is left के साथ you have also left. 140. Very good. Warden jelly. 145. Where is 145? I am marking absent. Yes. So yes का मतलब मैं पूछा था क्या प्रेजेंट होता है? Warden jelly is the answer. 145. 112 present or absent? 112 present. So 112 को मैंने क्वेश्चन पूछा था. Okay, now you answer. What is Warden's jelly? Raviraj, tell me what is Warden's jelly? हेलो. हाँ बोलो मणि भाई. हाँ हाँ करो પણ લેક્ચર છે મારું ચાલુ. મારું લેક્ચર ચાલુ છે. કામિની બેનને ફોન કર દો. કામિની બેનને ફોન કર દો. हाँ यस 112. 112 कुछ समझ में आया है? अच्छा और क्या होता है? Wharton's jelly is gelatinous substance. Very good. What is this gelatinous substance? इसका origin क्या है? क्या चीज है? Very good that you have written. Okay, fine. So it is extra embryonic mesoderm. Now let us move ahead. Very good. Mesodermal connective tissue, extra embryonic mesoderm. Okay. Now, important is where is this umbilical cord inserted? So it is inserted on one side. It is on the abdomen of the fetus. On the other side, it is inserted in the fetal surface of the placenta near the center. Near the center. It is called as eccentric insertion, 70% cases. On the center is central insertion, which is in 30% of cases. Full term umbilical cord is like this, which we saw initially. And in that only you see such plain surfaces plus some nodular structure which are called as false knot. Knot matlab gant. Now this false knot is false because it has not formed a full knot. Otherwise, what is a problem with umbilical cord? If the umbilical cord is very long and if the fetus starts rotating in the abdomen, it can make a full circle and pass through itself and form a knot. गांठ बन जाती है umbilical cord में. And that is called as a true knot. और true knot का problem ये है कि एक बार true knot बन गई तो it can compress and the blood supply will reduce. That's a big problem. Okay. Anyway, now coming further, if you see what are the abnormalities of the umbilical cord. Now, abnormalities of the umbilical cord, if you see, these are the various types of insertion. This is almost central, normal. So it is exact in the center in 30% cases and slightly away from the center, but towards the center only in 70%. Some abnormal insertions are this. As you can see, this is on extreme side of the placenta. So this is called as marginal insertion. Marginal insertion. This is C, which is furcate. Furcate means branching. So the umbilical cord is not single, but when it is inserted on the fetal surface of the placenta, it branches itself into many. It is called as furcate. Last is velamentous insertion. You can see it is inserting on the membrane itself, not going directly to the placenta, but inserting before it and then going towards the placenta. This is called as velamentous insertion. Those four varieties: normal, marginal, furcate, velamentous. Abnormal insertion, if you see, continuing with it, marginal insertion we saw, it is also called as a Battledore insertion. Velamentous insertion is when the membranes and the vessels connect the cord to the edge of the placenta. If these vessels pass at the region of the internal os, the condition is called as vasa previa. Internal os of the cervix of the mother. वहां से पास होता है. It is called as vasa previa. Vasa previa is, it can also occur when the vessels connecting a accentuate lobe, extra lobe, with the main placenta pass at the region of internal os. These are some abnormal conditions related to umbilical cord and its insertion on the placenta. This you can see here, the bifurcation of the umbilical vessel, you can see here. So it is branching, bifurcating. One here, one here. This is marginal insertion of the placenta. Although there is a twin placenta, which is not very clear here, but this is one, this is second. Okay, so the normal length of umbilical cord, we know 50 to 60, diameter of around 2 centimeter. It can be either too short or too long and can thus wind itself around the neck or the extremities of the fetus or even form knots, which will be true knot. Moreover, during birth, a part of the umbilical cord can get trapped in the birth canal. Remember, याद रखना, birth में usually मैंने बताया था सबसे पहले head of the fetus आता है, which is called as cephalic presentation, and then the delivery becomes easy. Second common is breech delivery, where the buttocks of the fetus comes first, and that is called as breech presentation, BREECH. Sometimes abnormally, the umbilical cord also passes in between or it presents first. That is the problem. It is called as umbilical cord prolapse, and you can understand it will be compressed. The moment, क्योंकि umbilical cord अकेला निकल के तो कुछ करने वाला नहीं है, एक्चुअली बॉडी को बाहर आना है पहले. umbilical cord पहले बाहर आ गया और बाद में हेड आएगा तो it will be compressed. That is the problem. Then these are umbilical cord knots. You can see these are the gant or knots. True knot. Normally the umbilical cord contains, this we know, in one newborn per 2000 there is only one umbilical artery, and in 20% of the cases these children from a vessel of heart anomaly. That's okay. So that was all about the umbilicus which we saw. Now after seeing umbilicus, let us move on to the folding of the embryo. How the embryo gets folded. So before doing that, can I ask you a question? The question is, what is the length and the diameter of the umbilical cord? Roll number 64. Very good. 50 to 60 centimeter length. Yes. What is the diameter? Very good. So diameter is around 2 centimeter. Fine. Rule number 86. Can you tell me what will happen if the umbilical cord presents or if there is umbilical cord prolapse? Rule number 86. umbilical cord prolapse में क्या होगा? (86) है. Yes. So what will happen when the umbilical cord will prolapse? 96. है 96. यस तो बोलो भाई, नहीं तो मैं यहाँ नो लिख दूंगा अभी. 96 एब्सेंट. 106. Very good. Compressed blood flow of the newborn or the fetus. Very good. Okay. Now we move. Movement is in the folding of the embryo. Now we know, and this is very important, folding of embryo, because with this we will see how the abdomen is formed. Abdomen. So folding of the embryo, if you see, flat trilaminar disc folds into a somewhat cylindrical embryo. Folding occurs in both median plane and horizontal plane. It results from rapid growth of the embryo. Long axis increases rapidly compared to the sides, and it occurs simultaneously on both the axis. Constriction at the junction of embryo and yolk sac. Let us see a diagram. Now see this. Here if you see, this is longitudinal axis, है ना, ये longitudinal axis है. उस longitudinal axis में ये head end है, ये tail end है. पहले you know this is amniotic sac, yolk sac. Amniotic sac goes on becoming larger and larger. Yolk sac goes on becoming smaller and smaller. This XY, if this is XY distance, they remain embryo is growing का मतलब ये ऐसे जाएगा, फिर और curved होगा, और curved होगा, और curved होगा, और curved होगा. और yolk sac छोटा होता होता और छोटा हो जाएगा. यहाँ पे umbilical cord हमने देखा अभी. But this is head end, this is tail end. इस एक्सिस में जो फोल्डिंग होता है उसको हेड टेल फोल्डिंग बोलते हैं, longitudinal axis. Likewise, if you see transversely also, laterally also it is folding. Head to tail fold as well as lateral fold, दोनों होता है. This is called as a head to tail fold in longitudinal axis. Lateral fold will be there in this axis, which is not seen here. But if you can imagine your right hand and left hand, in between the right hand and left hand, if you lie in prone position, and if you bring your right hand and left hand together, then that will be right-left folding. That is horizontal folding. And if you fold yourself, you bring your head and your foot together, that is head-tail folding. इस diagram में head-tail folding दिख रहा है. देखो, I give you 1 minute. You see this diagram. Okay, now if you see, it goes like this. Amniotic sac, yolk sac. Amniotic sac becoming bigger and bigger. Yolk sac becoming smaller and smaller. Can you say this? Very important. Now the yolk sac is becoming smaller and smaller. This side is umbilical cord. This was the head end. This was the tail end. This diagram is more illustrious. And this is placenta. This black colored thing is placenta. Head fold, tail fold. This is non-folded embryo. Non-folded. Folding started. Folding progressing. Folding more. Folding reaching to a very high level. Now, same thing. Now here, if you see the folding is occurring, amniotic cavity. There are 3 cavities. This is amniotic cavity. This is chorionic cavity. This is extra. This is chorionic cavity. This is uterine cavity. Uterus of the mother. The uterine cavity, chorionic cavity, amniotic cavity, yolk sac. When folding will occur, this will large और ये पहले खत्म हो जाएगा क्योंकि ये पूरा यहाँ तक आ जाएगा. फिर उसके अगले स्टेप में ये भी खत्म हो जाएगा, ये पूरा भी यहाँ आ जाएगा. That is how the whole of the uterine cavity is occupied by the developing fetus. Can you see? कंपेयर दिस विद दिस, ये गायब हो गया, कोरोनरी कैविटी गायब हो गई और एमनियोटिक सैक बड़ा हो गया। हेड एंड टेल एंड अम्बिलिकल कॉर्ड, यूट्राइन कैविटी अभी भी बाकी है। जब फीटस और बड़ा होगा यूट्राइन कैविटी भी गायब, and whole thing is occupied by the amniotic sac. The whole thing is occupied by the amniotic sac, and this is the fetus. All the membranes are fused, amnion, chorion, decidual capsularis, uterine cavity is totally obliterated. Okay, now coming to head and tail fold. Now this is how the head and tail fold will occur. This is head folding, head and tail end. And the head will come like this, down and down. Tail will also come like up and up. This is how head folding, tail folding will occur. This diagram it will be more clear. So this is head end, sorry, head end, this is tail end. As you can see, the arrow is going here. This is head fold, this is tail fold. Both are occurring in a longitudinal plane. With the head folding, please see this very important thing. Head is going in this direction, head folding. The tail is going in this direction towards the center, and in between is this yolk sac. The yolk sac is getting compressed and will become obliterated. Yolk sac is junctioning, is constricting at this point. This is called a yolk stalk. So there's a foregut, there's a midgut, and there's a hindgut. Are you getting me? जब ये बंद हो जाता है, यॉक स्टैक बंद हो जाता है, हेड फोल्डिंग टेल फोल्डिंग हो जाता है, ये कैविटी भी बंद हो जाती है, और ये पूरा कैविटी जो पहले यॉक स्टैक था, जो एंडोडर्म के अंदर की साइड था, ये पूरा कन्वर्ट होके क्लोज्ड कैविटी बन जाता है, विच इज गैस्ट्रो इंटेस्टाइनल ट्रैक्ट और गट, एंड द प्रॉक्सिमल पार्ट ऑफ इट टुवर्ड्स द हेड एंड इज कॉल्ड एज फोरगट. The distal part of it towards the tail end is called as hindgut, and the in-between part is called as midgut. So foregut, midgut, and hindgut. Very important. And this whole folding is in the longitudinal direction. See here. Occurs in cranial and caudal ends. We saw this is cranial end, this is caudal end. Causes head fold and tail fold, moving ventrally as the embryo elongates, cranially and caudally. At the beginning of 4th week, the neural fold in the cranial region thickened to form primordium of brain. Initially, the developing brain projects dorsally into the amniotic cavity. Later, it grows cranially beyond oropharyngeal membrane, and it overhangs the developing heart. We will see this. So see here, this is developing brain, and this is developing pericardium and primordial heart. This is septum transversum. So the brain was not cranial most. The heart was cranial most. In the beginning, this is developing brain. This is developing oropharyngeal membrane. This is developing heart. This is developing pericardium, the cavity surrounding the heart. This is septum transversum. अब head folding में ये portion ऐसे जाएगा. See, very important. So this is becoming now coming up. Previously this was caudal. Now it is coming up with head folding. So it is like this, and it forms fourth brain. And the heart which was there, it migrates ventrally because of head folding. So head folding goes like this, like this. So the heart which was there, cranial most, goes ventral and caudal to the developing brain, and also this is oropharyngeal membrane. So this happens with head folding. The pericardium and heart cavity comes to lie ventrally and caudally. Brain becomes cranial most. Septum transversum, primordial heart, pericardial coelom means pericardial cavity, oropharyngeal membrane, they move all onto the ventral surface, and we saw. The endoderm of the yolk sac is incorporated into the embryo as foregut. So this is the yolk sac. ये yolk sac था यहाँ पे, ये पूरा yolk sac था. Yolk sac भी छोटा हो रहा है और फोल्डिंग के साथ पतला हो रहा है. और जो क्रेनियल पार्ट है yolk sac का, वो ये पेरिकार्डियल कैविटी और हार्ट और डेवलपिंग ब्रेन और ओरोफेरिंजियल मेम्ब्रेन के बीच में ऐसा रह जाता है, उसको फोरगट बोलते हैं. उसकी बात चल रही थी. So the endoderm of the yolk sac is incorporated into the embryo as foregut. हम जब foregut का डेवलपमेंट देखेंगे तो उसमें पता चलेगा क्या क्या चीजें डेवलप होती है. बट foregut आया कहाँ से? Because of yolk sac endoderm. वो कैसे? Because of head folding. The foregut lies between the brain and the heart. Oropharyngeal membrane separates the foregut from the stomadium. So oropharyngeal membrane, this is oropharyngeal membrane. It separates the foregut from the oral cavity. Stomadium is oral cavity. This is oral cavity, oropharyngeal membrane, and this is foregut. Okay, you can read this once. Okay, moving further. Now comes the septum transversum lies caudal to the heart after the folding and develops into the central tendon of diaphragm. Now see, this was septum transversum if you see. सबसे पहले क्या था? This is brain. उसके ऊपर हमने देखा था उसके cranial is developing heart, उसके cranial is septum transversum. With head folding ये पूरा septum transversum यहाँ से उठ के यहाँ पे आ गया नीचे. And that is how this septum transversum will form diaphragm. So septum transversum goes down and down and down because of head folding, and it forms diaphragm. So this is how, with head folding, development of brain, oral cavity, oropharyngeal membrane, foregut, and developing heart all are affected because of head folding. Just a minute. Okay, now let us see tail folding. Somebody is asking a question. Yes, Rutam has answered some question. Fine, correct. Tail fold. अब हमने head fold देखा, likewise tail folding भी होता है. From growth of distal part of the neural tube. Proximal part of neural tube, forebrain बन के ऊपर आ गया. Distal part of the neural tube will form spinal cord. As the embryo grows, the caudal eminence projects over the cloacal membrane. ऊपर हमने देखा प्रोकॉर्डल प्लेट था, फिर ओरोफेरिंजियल मेम्ब्रेन नाम हमने आज देखा. Likewise, caudally towards the tail region, there will be lower part of the brain, lower part of the neural tube, which is spinal cord, and cloacal membrane. During folding, the part of endoderm is incorporated into embryo as hindgut. हमने देखा foregut बनता है ड्यू टू हेड फोल्डिंग. ऑब्वियसली ड्यू टू टेल फोल्डिंग जो बनेगा, यॉर्कशैक का पार्ट नीचे से भी ऊपर की तरफ आएगा, एंड दैट विल फॉर्म व्हाट इज कॉल्ड एज हाइंडगट. So if you see in the lower part, this is lower part of neural tube. This is primitive strict. हमने देखा था primitive strict caudal होता है, ये cloacal membrane. अब ये पार्ट ऐसे आएगा, ये ऊपर जाएगा, ये पार्ट ऊपर जाएगा. So if you see the terminal part of the hindgut soon dilates to form cloaca. The terminal part of the hindgut. Now this is hindgut. ये अंदर गया है, so ये hindgut बन गया नीचे की तरफ. अब hindgut के अंदर भी ऊपर की तरफ एक एलेंटॉइड, जो एलेंटॉइड डायवर्टिकुलम होता है, वो अम्बिलिकल कॉर्ड में जाता है, वो भी कुछ चीजें बनाएगा. एलेंटॉइड्स रिलेटेड टू यूरिनरी ब्लैडर, which as I told you we will see afterwards. और लोअर पार्ट में ये क्लोएका बनाता है. हैंडगट के भी नीचे की तरफ ये क्लोएका है. टर्मिनल पार्ट ऑफ हैंडगट soon dilates to form cloaca. The cloaca is प्राइमोर्डियम, मतलब क्लोएका प्रिमिटिव है, और बाद में उसमें से क्या बनता है, यूरिनरी ब्लैडर आगे और पीछे की तरफ रेक्टम. बिफोर फोल्डिंग द प्रिमिटिव स्ट्रिक लाइज क्रेनियल टू द क्लोएकल मेम्ब्रेन. आफ्टर फोल्डिंग इट लाइज कॉर्डल टू इट. सी प्रिमिटिव स्ट्रिक, ये प्रिमिटिव स्ट्रिक है. बिफोर फोल्डिंग इट इज क्रेनियल टू द क्लोएकल मेम्ब्रेन, एंड आफ्टर फोल्डिंग इफ यू सी it is lying caudal. This is primitive strict. This is primitive strict. So it is lying caudal to the cloacal membrane because of this folding, which we call it as tail folding. Okay. After tail folding, the connecting stalk is attached to the ventral surface of the embryo. After folding, now this is connecting stalk. यहाँ पे clarity नहीं है, but यहाँ पे alentor stalk नीचे है, caudally connecting stalk. अभी ये ऊपर चला जाता है. So the connecting stalk is moving up to the ventral surface of the embryo. So these are the changes which happens in horizontal head fold and tail fold, which happens in longitudinal axis in the median plane. Maybe if you want to see compared with adult body, mid sagittal plane. But अगर अपन देखने जाए तो tail fold के बाद head fold, tail fold are part of longitudinal folding. There is also horizontal folding, right-left folding. It happens in horizontal plane, folding on the sides of the embryo, क्योंकि embryo सिर्फ head and caudal end में turn नहीं लेगा, वो laterally भी turn लेगा, ventral आएगा. So on the sides of the embryo, it produces right and left lateral folds. So this is horizontal plane. Horizontal folding will form right fold and left lateral fold. It is produced by rapidly growing spinal cord and somites. Ventrolateral rolling of the edges of the embryonic disc. It forms a roughly cylindrical embryo. So head fold हो रहा है, tail fold हो रहा है, और ventrolateral rolling हो रहा है, कूल बन जाता है. As the abdominal walls form part of the endoderm, it is incorporated into the embryo as midgut. So पूरे का पूरा यॉर्कशैक का जो पार्ट है, हेड फोल्ड, टेल फोल्ड, लैटरल फोल्ड, सब मिलके इस फोल्डिंग के कारण अंदर की तरफ मिड गट बन जाता है या जीआईटी बन जाता है. सेंट्रल पार्ट में मिड गट, क्रेनियल पार्ट में हेड फोल्ड के पास फोर गट, कॉर्डल पार्ट में हाइंड गट फोर गट, मिड गट, हाइंड गट are formed by the yolk sac endoderm because of head tail folding and lateral folding. After folding, the connection is reduced to yolk stalk. Yolk sac बिल्कुल ही खत्म जैसा हो जाता है. So see here, this is the head fold, head end, tail end. This was yolk sac, becomes narrow. and with this narrowing यहाँ foregut, head end, tail end के पास hindgut. ये connecting stalk है यॉर्क सैक का, so इसलिए इसको यॉर्क स्टॉक बोलते हैं, और ये यॉर्क सैक है जो कि रेमनेंट बन जाएगा. So this is how the foregut, midgut, and hindgut are formed. We end our lecture over here because what we saw today is development of umbilicus and folding of the embryo, longitudinal folding, which is visible in this diagram, and what is not visible in this diagram is perpendicular to this fold, which is lateral folding, right and left folding. And in the next class, we will see what comes out of foregut, out of midgut, and out of hindgut. But please remember कि foregut, midgut, hindgut, which are the parts of GIT, they are lined by the yolk, sac, endoderm. Okay. Any question?